Podcast. I'm Devontae Hanna, filling in for Mukesh Lapinder. Now, topping news tonight, strong partnerships, bold promotions, and growth-driven. And on the other hand, global shifts, rising costs, geopolitical tensions, and evolving economic policies are now forcing local tourism officials to work around the clock to capitalize on opportunities that will hopefully boost tourist numbers heading into the busy summer months. Mukesh Lapinder reports.
The demand for the Bahamas remains high.
Tourism officials aren't letting the fall off in first quarter figures dampen plans to retain the country's coveted spot as a premier destination. As reported, the Bahamas pulled in 3.3 million visitors between January and March, a 9% uptick over where things stood the same time last year. Of that figure, some 2.8 million tourists were cruise passengers, an increase of 11.5%. On the other hand, though, air arrivals are at 487,000, a 3% shortfall. In the case of stopover visitors, a 4% drop.
I think that the first thing that we look at is uncertainty. From a geopolitical perspective, there's been some shifts. What I'm really excited about is that the impact has only been 4% from the stopover perspective. Amidst the uncertainty, there's also opportunities. Because of our strong global relationships, it makes the Bahamas very attractive for the U.S. market, the Canadian market, the European market, the Latin American market. And so we've doubled down. And so for us, with all of our targeting campaigns, it's important that we remain top of mind.
And according to Tourism Director General Atia Duncombe, this calls for charting a steady course forward, keeping a keen eye on its larger and more influential source markets like the United States, Canada, Europe, and the UK, and Latin America.
Our recently concluded Instant Savings campaign drove strong bookings, while brand activations such as the Times Square takeover, out-of-home advertising Lenny Kravitz, and a robust digital strategy helped to keep the Bahamas top of mind. New routes from Ottawa and Halifax and added summer capacity from Montreal are now in place, offering greater accessibility. British Airways anchors connectivity, and we continue to collaborate with key tour operators supported by out-of-home and multilingual campaigns. With tailored messaging, enhanced connectivity through key regional hubs, and consistent trade engagement, we're positioning the Bahamas for sustained growth and increased visitor flow from Latin America.
The end goal is to keep the Bahamas up front and center. After all, second and third quarter tourism numbers depend on it. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Mukesh Lapinder.